3, 2, 1.
Shalom, shalom. Giving our praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Israel. We are the Battle Axes. I'm Capt, Officer Hispanics, and we're coming today with a Tuesday night takeout class entitled, These Curses Have Overtaken Us. These curses have overtaken us. And this goes to the Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans communities. We're going to go through some of the curses that's clearly affecting us today, that they just stand out like a sore thumb. And a lot of our people wonder why. And I'm even talking to the people that's in the truth. You wonder why things keep happening in your life. And I promise you, a lot of times, it's going to point back, right back to us breaking the commandments. If you're into it with your wife, you're into it with your husband, your children out of control, it's going to go back to the commandments. It's going to go back to the commandments one way or another. And we got to keep this in mind, even when we in this truth. Because we got people that do stuff knowing we in the truth, knowing what the law say, and still break it. Then when something happens, they come around complaining about that thing that happened to them, as if they don't know that we are the curses if we break the law. So what I'm going to do is let's start at Romans 7:1.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 7, verse 1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law, how that the law hath dominion over a man as long as he liveth.
So we speaking to them that know the law. This law does not go away. We up under this law, and it's for our own good. If we want to get into the kingdom, we want to take the kingdom. We want to be a nation. If we want our households to run efficiently, we want our congregation to run efficiently, we have to do the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. We have to. If we don't, then he already told us what's going to happen. And we're going to go through some of these things, man, because it's a lot of things going on in the city. It's a lot of things going on in the United States. A lot of things going on in the world, right, with our people. Not worried about everybody else. Worried about our people. And starting here, even in Dallas, man, a lot of shootings going on, a lot of killings. It's because of the curses. It all starts with the curses. How come nobody else is going through rappers killing each other? Only black people and Hispanic people. Right. It's only us. And the killing part is they got so less respect. They don't never talk about the things that happen with the Northern Kingdom. It's the same exact stuff happening with the Northern Kingdom. Killings, murders, police brutality, unarmed Northern Kingdom men getting killed, going to prison. It's the same stuff.
Yeah, it's like with the Southern Kingdom, you know, they have like hatred towards each other. Same thing with the Northern.
Yep.
Hatred towards each other.
The same exact thing. Brothers hating brothers. So when we dig into this thing, man, we'll see these scriptures come to life. We just take our little microcosm we living in Dallas. Rappers getting killed left and right. Boosie got shot. Big T got burned up because somebody, baby mama, Yellow Beezy baby mama was supposed to have a shot. Our people do not care. They didn't care about nobody else who had a shop in there. You so hell bent on getting revenge that you just gonna burn everything up. Mm-hmm. Boy, let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 21.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 21. For God hath given straight commandment to such as came, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
And what they should what?
To avoid punishment.
And what they should do to observe, to avoid punishment from the Most High God. He told us everything that we need to know. How to live spiritually, how to live righteously. And what we need to do to avoid punishment here on earth and punishment when we get to judgment. See, we think we got it all figured out here. And we don't know nothing. We don't know who we are. We don't know what we're supposed to be doing. We don't know where we come from. That's why we're doing the things we're doing. What's the attitude that we have in the hood? I don't give a F. Right. You don't give a F because you have nothing to be living for because you don't know what you're supposed to be living for. Well, the Lord showed us what we should do to avoid punishment. He gave us straight commandments on what we should do to live. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15. And he also gave us if we don't do, we don't have them curses put up on us. He said, if we keep these laws, such commandments, we'll have the blessings. Right. But if we don't, then here you go. And this is what our forefathers agreed to, this is what we agreed to, and this is what we agreed to today. You know, it's the best thing for us to keep us in order. Without these laws, such commandments, then you got the Mo 3 incident. Without the law, statutes, and commandments. Because you got people doing vengeance on their own brothers. They breaking the law. They breaking Leviticus 19 and 17 and 18.
That's right.
They don't care.
They too worried about who got what and who somebody said and the rise and the jury, the money, who got the most, and
that's all they care about. The things that's gonna burn up. The Lord said, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Right. He that said they love the world. How could you love the Father, man? How could you love the Father? Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that right quick. 1 John 2 and 15. Because what I've said, that's a great point right there. That's what they worried about. But the Lord made a specific point to warn us about that thing. 2 and 15.
It's the book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
How could you have the love of the Father in you if you talking about, I got all the deeds, I got all the money, rolling Lambo, I'm iced out, I got this big house on a lake, and this all you talking about? It's all. The Lord didn't say it was a problem having money, but when you love this money more than anything,
right?
You love this money to the point where you'll kill another brother. That's not good, because it's the love of money that's the problem. It ain't the fact of having money. It's when you look the love of money, and that's what a lot of our people got. They replace the Most High God with the love of money. That was brought on by the so-called white man through their slavery, because what is the white man's God? That damn money. That's all they care about. It could be a hurricane hit. There was $50 billion in damage. 10 people got killed. They didn't say the people got killed after they said the amount of money that they had they lost. That tornado destroyed 2 neighborhoods, a downtown building. It was $100 million worth of damage. 7 people got killed. That's how they care. They care more about their money than they do the lives that they got killed. That's crazy, man. But the Lord said, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. See, that's a cut to John 3:16 and shoot. How the Lord loved the whole world, but he telling you not to love the world. That's a whole nother claim. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Because this is where it starts. This is where our problems start. But we do this right here. Read that out.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If we would not, what?
If we will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Read the first curse.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So we're going to bring these curses up to modern times today. Cursed shall we be in the city. We go through every city. The slums, the barrios, the hoods, the reservations, the ghettos. Ain't nothing but the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in the cities. We stay in the worst places in the city. And then on top of that, we do some of the worst stuff to each other. And then on top of that, the other nations is doing the worst stuff to us, selling us the worst food. The white police is treating, but the police period is treating us the worst. We don't have grocery stores. Then we got the nerve to have black on black crime, black on Hispanic crime, Hispanic on Hispanic crime, man on woman crime. The children is out of control. This is the type of stuff we got to deal with in our neighborhood. The school system sucks. Cursed shall we be in a city, and cursed shall we be in a field, the work field. Whenever they talk about the unemployment rate, we have the lowest or the highest unemployment rate out of everybody in the country. Then they disrespect us, put us all together and call us minorities. What they're saying is we're less than. They ain't talking about the number, because they can clearly know. How could the people, if you put all the people together of the other races, mainly the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, how can we be a minority to y'all? What they're saying is, we looking at y'all as less than. Minority, y'all are lesser than us. And you clearly see that when you roll through the city.
Mm-hmm.
Because what they have, they have a majority of the city, first and foremost, as far as where they live and the better. Like the city of Dallas, it's way more good spots than it is bad spots. But the bad spots, it's where we at. And they even gentrifying Oak Cliff in South Dallas to take over that. I just came from 8th and I was over at Zane and Beckley and 8th. And I remember when it was they taking over the Hispanics over there.
West Dallas.
Yeah. They taking over, they building their little apartments, straight up gentrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they built that bridge. Yeah, they ain't built it for the blacks Hispanics over there. When they built that bridge, they said, we coming back.
Right.
They built that white bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, you seen apartments coming up down Singleton
Mm-hmm.
and down 4th Avenue and all that. So, man, it's
now you go over there, they're jogging and walking and pushing strollers and walking dogs. Same thing Edomites do all over the world. They do the same stuff. They love to jog. I'm looking at my clock. I'm still working. I'm like, dang, how Bob get off before 5 o'clock to have enough energy to go walking? I want to go walking. It don't work out for us like that. My day just don't entails me getting a walk in. I'm sorry. But that's what they do. Because we cursed in the city. Yeah, you got a black mayor, but nothing changed. You can't tell the difference between a black mayor and a white mayor. You can't tell the difference between the white chief and the black chief. I cannot tell the difference. As long as I lived here, it's been black mayors, it's been white mayors. I ain't been able to tell the difference not one bit. Because we cursed in the city and cursed in the field. Go to verse 45. Huh?
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
Till we what?
Be destroyed.
That's mentally destroyed. That's what's going on with our people right now. Mentally destroyed. I want to be what they say? I'm a real nigga. That might well be a nationality at this point, because that's how people say it. I'm a real nigga. So basically, when we was slaves, we were calling each other niggas, but now we real niggas. Real. I was a nigga, but I'm a real nigga now. What is a real nigga? What is a real nigga? We need to do a class on that. Real niggas. We have a good class on that.
Yes,
we have to do that.
You keep calling yourself that, you ain't real.
Yeah, you gotta keep reminding
Yeah,
yourself,
you ain't.
I'm a real nigga. I'm not just a nigga. I'm a real nigga. Well, when they treat you accordingly, don't get mad. Read on.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
Read on.
46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
For how long?
Forever.
That's how we know we the Israelites, because we gonna go through some of these curses and see if they're upon our seed. Let's see if they're upon the seed of the forefathers and foremothers that Moses was telling us to back in the day. Go to verse 37.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Heck, at this point, my people is an astonishment to me. I'm trying to figure out how a brother can wear some skinny jeans and then sag in them with his whole butt showing. That's an astonishment to me. It's an astonishment to me how a sister put straight blonde hair in her head and thinks she cute. That's an astonishment to me. Then the proverb, you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in the book. They think all the Mexicans over here came over the river. They don't even get distinguished. They think all Mexicans are illegal. I realized that, what is you talking about? How could the people who from here be illegal? How could the people that was already here be illegal? But that's the thing. That's a proverb. Where your green card at? Know what I'm saying? Those are proverbs put on with the Indians. He the red man. He's not the red man. It's clearly not the red man.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? These are lies. Those proverbs are lies. You want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book.
Mm-hmm.
Those are lies. Right. Those are not wise sayings. Those are lies that they say. And the byword, black, Mexican, Indian, nigga, real nigga, real nigga,
Wetback, Chicano, Beaners, Spigs. Just yeah.
So it's amazing. They got all these names lined up for us. Somebody said and thought, I'm gonna call them. I'm gonna try to make them feel so bad about themselves. I'm gonna have all types of names for them. Well, Esau, I got some names lined up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Best believe it. Locked and loaded. We want to go to name calling. It ain't gonna work over here this time.
Exactly.
They catch a lot of our people off guard. They don't know what to say. I know what to say. But anyway, that's another class. Yeah, that's for another thing. But it's like these things are gonna be. We were gonna be this among all the nations.
Mm-hmm.
What are the Lord leaders? So if you think Kim Jong-un mama at this corner store ain't calling you some names, or Saddam Hussein cousin at the corner store, he ain't got nothing to say about you. Oh, best believe this is among all nations. Or Kunta Kinte brother, the Africans. They ain't talking about you behind your back. Oh, best believe they are. Because it said, whether the Lord lead among all nations, they all got something to say about us.
Right.
But we the child of God. We the children of Israel. But that's all right. We taking our spot back.
That's right.
Go to verse 48.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, until he have destroyed thee.
to modern times. Go to prison and see if won't this apply to you.
Mm-hmm.
Am I lying, Steve?
Nope.
Officer Steve?
Nope.
These things will apply to you. Get in the hands of law enforcement and see, won't you have to serve your enemy in that damn, and it looks like they got cotton.
Yeah.
They got cotton fields.
Got cotton fields.
The chain gangs down in Louisiana.
Yeah.
So they got something for you.
Still going.
They still got brothers in slavery. In hunger, they gonna feed you.
Yep.
In thirst, they gonna give you whatever you got to drink, because you ain't finna come up with nothing on your own. In nakedness, they gonna put either them stripes on you, or they gonna put you in that orange jumpsuit,
Or they white.
or the white. They gonna close you and give you some flip-flops.
Mm-hmm.
And the one of all things, if you need to go to the doctor, you're gonna go to a doctor. If you're women, if you in prison, you have birth, you're going to their doctor.
Mm-hmm.
If they so-called want to get married, you using their reference. Everything you're gonna want, you're gonna get it up in there until they have destroyed you again. And if you get destroyed up in there, you're coming out of homosexual.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming out of lesbian. They're gonna double destroy you. So this stuff is still relevant today. As a matter of fact, I should have held that a little bit longer, but that's all right. Let's go to Baruch chapter 4 and 14. Because these laws, these curses are still upon us to this day, right? And upon our seed, because we still breaking God's law. That's why we go out and try to tell our people. But when you read in the scriptures, this is really the same people that all throughout the Bible, they do not want to hear the law of the Lord. They don't want to hear it. And that's why we try to tell brothers, don't get mad if somebody don't want to accept it. We did not want to hear it. Did not want to hear it. Mm-hmm. Even from when the time the Lord took us out of Egypt, we was rebelling. So I would no means expect a majority of our people to do what the Lord say to do, because they wasn't doing it in the first place. That's why he had to kill a lot of them off in the wilderness, right? All the people that left out of Egypt did not go. The vast majority of them did not go to the promised land, because they just refused to hearken to the voice of the Lord our God. And that's how it's the same way it is today. The same way it is today. Read that out.
It's the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 14. Let them that dwell about Sion come, and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting hath brought upon them.
Which who brought upon them?
Which the everlasting hath brought upon them.
You can precept that and verse 15 we're about to read with the Deuteronomy 28 and 48 and 49, because it's basically going to say the same thing. He's saying the same thing Moses said. Let them that dwell about Zion come and remember ye the captivity. That's what we got to do. Remember the captivity. We are in captivity for a reason. We have to stay remembering that. We got to stay reminding our people, hold up, y'all forgot we in captivity. They keep forgetting because, matter of fact, I had a scripture. I should have wrote it down. But it was saying, this is going to be a long captivity. I think it's in Jeremiah. So it's going to be a long captivity. Go ahead and build your houses and dwell therein, because it's a long captivity. That's what we've been in. So they think just because if you in captivity, it's just like now. You still got a house. You still got a family. We was in captivity in Babylon and Assyria. We still had to live. So you'll get beside yourself and start thinking that you're not in captivity anymore. Like one of the Jerubbaal always say, Captain Jerubbaal, try leaving this country, see when they bring you back. If you was really free, you can leave this country without a passport.
Right.
You think it wasn't the same way back in the day? When we was in captivity in another country and we tried to leave, we better have some papers. Even when Nehemiah left, he had to have some papers from the king to go back. You had to get approval. That's the same thing here. We just can't leave this way.
And at the same time, you can feel good all you want that I own this house or this or that. They'll still take it from you.
They'll take it from me and all.
They'll take your kids from you.
Matter of fact, I'm glad you said that. Deuteronomy 28. Oh, what you got? We're gonna finish read that. I'm gonna read this right quick. Since you brought it up, I'm gonna read it. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
How you free?
What they call it, CPS? Get out of line or let somebody say the wrong thing. They coming to see about you. Taking your children, and ain't no might in your hands. How many people got their children took? More than they can do about it. That curse is still standing today, like the officer brought up. That's a curse.
And then when they take your children, the other nation raising your children.
Right.
Like they did when we was in slavery.
Mm-hmm.
They took our children, sold our children to another nation, and they raised them, you know what I'm saying, raised them to be who they want them to be.
Right.
And they doing it today.
Yeah, that's why you got actors. They're white
Wow.
actors.
Right.
Raising the black boy to be girls.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Boy, that vexed my spirit so much it don't make no sense, man.
Still doing the same.
LA outfits,
Come on,
women's
man.
bikinis.
That don't make no sense, man. But that's what happened when you're in captivity. If we wasn't in captivity, you think that'd be happening? Look, these people so bad off. Madonna went and stole children. This how desperate they are to take somebody else's children and raise them. She went and stole children. She literally stole the children. Then when the parent wants their child back, they wouldn't give it back. Because ain't no telling what kind of provocative, strange things that they teach them kids, man.
Yep.
Teaching them or doing.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, we gotta make a correction. We know one person that took another nation's children to raise them. Anyone?
One nation?
No, one person, one black man took another nation's children to raise them.
One. Hold on.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, okay.
Oh,
You for sure right.
That was not Michael Jackson's children, man.
I was like, who?
Michael Jackson took them little white kids and raised them like his own.
Right.
That's the only black man I know did that.
Wow.
He's a mine.
Yeah.
He put a Madonna. But yeah, man, that's one of the curses that's upon us, that our children get taken. Let's finish that Baruch out.
I'm going to read 14 again.
All right.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 14. Let them that dwell about Sion come, and remember ye the captivity of my sons and daughters, which the everlasting hath brought upon them.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 15. For he hath brought a nation upon them from far, a shameless nation.
What nation?
Shameless nation.
Man, that's crucial right there. Is these people that's over us, are they not shameless?
Yes.
Look how they acting about their own election, man.
Mm-hmm.
They own election. They supposed to be for democracy, liberty, and justice for all. And they can't even get their own stuff together. Shameless. Shame on them. Read on.
And of a strange language,
Mm-hmm.
who neither reverence old man nor pity child.
They don't care about old or young. When they did that old brother at the airport, that vexed my spirit too.
Oh yeah.
They did it wrong, man.
Well,
He was in a wheelchair.
Oh,
They trying to make him go through the metal detector. He needs his cane. They trying to take the cane from him. Oh yeah, they went all the way out the way.
That was his balance.
right.
They trying to taking the cane from him. So I'm like, say, brother, help him out, man. And then in the end, the sister told them, what is y'all doing? He's in a wheelchair. Y'all not supposed to put him through all this. And of course, it was Esau.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They don't reverence old or young.
Right.
They don't care. If it's one of us, or what they say to you when you went through that?
Oh, I'm surprised the beeping sound didn't go off. Like I'm supposed to have something on me.
Really?
He said, I'm surprised that it didn't go off.
They jacked up 3 other brothers for no reason, talking about the dog smell something, but they didn't find nothing. So what the dog smell? And what if it hit on one brother? Why you call the other 2 brothers?
Right.
Oh, y'all with him? What difference do it make? You saying it hit him, right? Even though brothers was gonna go anyway. But if you saying a dog smelt him, what they got to do with me? You brought the dog by me. It didn't do nothing with him.
Right.
Then when you pull us to the side and you check all our stuff and you don't find nothing, then what did the dog smell of?
That's a rat.
They seen the fringes.
Yeah, man.
And they don't reference old or young. They don't care because they're a shameless nation. But they'll be right in your face talking about they love the little ones and God bless America and this and this and that. And the whole time, these niggas and spits.
For real. That's what they're saying.
70 million Americans for sure. We got a tally on that. Think like that. And the other one, we just have to sort through the other 75 million to know how many of them.
Mm-hmm.
But shoot, I'd just say the other 75 million too, because those blacks are racist, those Hispanics are racist, those whites are racist. So that's what's 155 million people that voted. All of them racist. Hell, I'm racist. What, I'm a lie? What, I'm a lie? This is what this country breeds. It breeds for you. You better be for your own people. You better be a racist. Because you the damn fool if you're not. Then I'm over here talking like a white boy. Trying to hang with white people.
Right.
See, then now you're out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? Or the white boy over here with the black dudes trying to act like, now you're out of bounds. They don't even go together.
See, it goes back to Deuteronomy chapter 28:32. When they took our children, they raised our children to hate his own real people.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why you got black, Hispanic, and Native American hate their own people.
Right.
And you like, man, we are the same people. We are brothers.
But that white girl supersedes
exactly. Exactly.
Like the white women.
Exactly.
So if you like white women, you can't like your own people. That's self-hate, man.
Man.
That's self-hate that they teach.
Wow.
So the Lord brought this nation against us because we did not want to listen to the Most High God. That's goes back to Deuteronomy 28 and 15. The Lord told us, you want to serve another nation, then I got you. You want to serve a strange God and you don't want to serve me, then I got you. Go to Ecclesiastes 10 and 7 because the Lord showed us what he think about the situation of this other nation being over us.
It's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
He's seen servants on horses. See, this is the thing. I wish I had more people here to put it up, but it's a statue of Theodore Roosevelt. He's sitting on a horse. And it's Gad on one side, and it's Judah on the other side. And this is what it's talking about. The Lord called the one sitting on the horse a servant. Esau is supposed to be our servant. And princes, we the princes. Read it again out.
Verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
And princes walking as servants upon the earth. That is a statue to a T, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what the Most High did. Since we didn't want to serve him, he put somebody else over us. The people that we want to go follow now. It's our own fault. Just like now. We should be ruling over them. But now they lurking in the streets. Lurking and waiting for us to devour us. But they servants. The Lord said they are servants upon horses. And princes walking as servants. We the princes walking as servants. And when we act in the way that we acted, that's even worse. Because not only is we low, now we acting low. Or we've been acting low. We've been acting lower than even just taking our punishment. Now we done picked up the habits of Esau. Because where the gangster stuff come from?
Esau.
Who told me about Fargo?
I did.
Yeah.
I started watching it. And one thing about this show, like how it started off, the first episode, started off with the fake Jew gangsters. This in Kansas City, right? Mm-hmm. The fake Jew gangster crew was there first. Then the Irish gangster crew came. And after that, the Italian gangster crew came. 3 different Edomites.
Right.
Then who was after him?
The so-called Black Mafia.
Jake. And Jake took on all the things that the Italians was doing.
Right.
And then now we doing what they doing. We took on they traditions, they customs.
And the way they did it, they gave their youngest kid, they traded them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Each gang
That's the whole reason why I started watching.
gave them their youngest, they traded so they can learn their customs and they can learn their customs and bring it back when they get older, they can bring it back.
Wow.
So Jake took on the customs of the Italians, the Moody's. And they looking at it. But one thing that he said in there that was real good, Chris Rock, he told him, he said, man, I see the signs on the door. Yeah, it said no colors. But it also said no Italians.
Mm-hmm.
And them Italians went to that hospital. And it was, I think, a fake Jew hospital. And they went up in there and the mob boss was shot. They wouldn't even help that dude. Because they look at us as Italians as lesser than.
Right.
Because they know what we did to the Italians. The Israelites ran through the Italians. The Italians, they never forgave us for that. Because they call them moolies. They call us a moolie in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Because, and they got, but you got moolie blood running through you. Because they know we took their grandmothers, their great grandmothers. They know they got our blood flowing through them and they hate it. Oh, they hate it. They hate it. And I love it. Because they quick to say, we the Romans. Yeah, yeah. Huh?
Yeah, they are quick to say it.
You better check your bloodline. But yeah, man, we took on their customs. We want to be like them. This whole gangster stuff, this old mob stuff that we wanted to MOB, we got it from them.
Right.
So this drive-bys, we got it from them.
Yeah.
These gangster killings, we got it from them. We picked up, the Lord said, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways, Proverbs 3:31. That's what we did. So since we wanted to do that, he put them over us. Simple as that. He warned us about the stuff, but we didn't want to listen. Give me Proverbs 19:10. Proverbs 19:10. Look what the Most High think about a servant ruling over a prince. He ain't even really cool with it, but since we wanted to disrespect him, he had to do what he had to do.
And he throwing it in our face like, you see this?
Yeah.
I'm looking at this.
This is what I got to look at. I made y'all to be the best thing on this planet. What did y'all to make me have to do?
Man, that feels boy, that feel low, man. I mean, anybody can read that scripture, make him feel low, because that's how Most High just like, look, you see what's going on? You see everything flip because you did not want to listen to me?
That's right.
I got to sit here and watch you walk next to a horse?
Read that. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 19, verse 10. Delight is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes.
Much less for a servant to have rule over princes. He don't that's not delight to the Most High.
Exactly.
For a servant to have rule over princes. But this is what we made him do. So when we go to that prison system, to that jailhouse, it's servants ruling over princes, man. But we refuse to hearken to the voice of the Most High God. We want to do what we want to do. We want to do what the oppressor doing. So the Lord said, all right, I got you. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. And matter of fact, give me Romans 13 and 1. Romans 13 and 1.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God.
So ain't no power on this earth but of the Most High God. There goes Donald Trump, Joe Biden, the chief of police, the mayor, the governor, whatever power is going on around here is on us doing the Lord's work. That's ordained by the Most High God. Like we tell people all the time, we did not do this. We didn't come up with this. The Most High God did this. So those powers out there to be, as long as we doing what we supposed to do, they can't touch us, man. Because we doing what the Most High ordained us to do, as well as the evil powers doing what the Lord ordained them to do. It's a lot of ordaining going on that the Lord put in effect. People just don't understand that. A lot of people don't accept that. So every soul is subject unto the higher powers. For there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God. Read on.
Verse 2. Whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of God. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
Meaning, we are in captivity right now, right? The Most High ordained these police. But we know, all of us know, if I ain't out here selling dope, hanging out on the street corners, I ain't had no problem with the police. If I ain't out here doing some stuff that I ain't got no business doing, I went to a strip club, been drinking all night, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Why would I be surprised if I get pulled over, get a DUI, and go to jail? Why would I be shocked? Right? Because I'm not doing what the Most High told me to do. So those cops is out there lurking. Because I swear, man, when I was in the world doing whatever I was doing, it's like they could smell I had a warrant. The police don't even look at me no. Right. But when I was in the world, it's like they just up and they got a warrant. Yep. Because why? Because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. Like the scriptures say, whosoever therefore resists the power, resist the ordinance of God. We resisting the Most High God. That's what we're doing. We're resisting the Holy Ghost. We're resisting everything that the Most High God told us. So he say, and they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. We got some damnation. It wasn't eternal damnation, but we got punished. Yep. We all know we wouldn't be here if we didn't get punished by the Most High. Because we wouldn't have learned no lesson. Read on.
Verse 3. For rulers are not a terror to good works, But to the evil.
But to who?
But to the evil.
For the rulers are not a terror to good works. Those good works is keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments. Woo! The laws, statutes, and commandments. But to the evil, that's who they're a terror for. That's why when we was on the block, we were getting terrorized. That's why these brothers getting terrorized now, right? Mm-hmm. Because we was on the block disrespecting our God, selling to our people, man, whoring our sisters out. Right? So what came with it was us being terrorized, like he said. Read on.
Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same.
Do that which is good. Let's get what's good right quick. Romans 7 and 12. Let's see what's good. He told us to do that which is good. And thou shalt have praise of the same.
Romans 7 and 12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just, and good. So the law, statutes, and commandments is good, man. So the Lord tell us, do that which is good, which is law, statutes, commandments, and thou shalt have praise of the same. Read verse 4 out. Of Romans 13. Okay. Romans 13 and 4. Mm-hmm. For he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. Be what? Be afraid. Be what? Be afraid. If we do that which is evil, break God's laws, statutes, commandments, he said to be afraid. We know. For he beareth not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil. See, this is what our brothers need to know, man, while they out here killing one another. You already got an avenger. You gonna get avenged on if you going trying to do some avenging. Because the Lord said, vengeance is mine. These brothers think they can go fix. You think you fixing the situation by shooting another brother? Yeah. You think you fixing the situation by burning up somebody's baby mama boutique? That's gonna make it worse. And these brothers think they doing something. You're gonna end up in prison. That's what you're gonna end up in prison. Because these things is fabulous. All we doing is losing soldiers, losing princes, either to the prison system or to the graveyard. And they thinking that they doing something that's good. But these dudes got to be on wet. Cocaine or something for that thought process to make sense. Oh, yeah, he killed my homie. I'm finna go kill him. Then what? It don't make any sense, man. They terrorizing each other. And that's all they doing. Terrorizing people in the hood. But the Most High had already promised this. Give me Leviticus 20 and 14 now. Leviticus 20 and 14. He already promised this. And that's coming to fruition again. Now, you know what happened? Soon as these Negroes think they're free, they get to wilding out. I bet you if the white man was all up on your neck like he was back in the day, we wouldn't have no room to be doing this to each other. How we gonna be so scared of the white man, we be damn, we kill each other. Well, soon as we think we free, took the yoke from off our neck, now we want to start killing one another. We kill one another, but we won't go do nothing to them. I ain't gonna bust a grape in Welch's front yard. That's right. They can walk, they can come jog right past your house. How you doing, buddy? Could have been the one that shot a brother today. They ain't finna do nothing. Oh, but they the hardest gangster on the planet. If it's a Mexican or a black man. Oh, you the hardest thing on earth. If it's one of your own brothers. Man, I killed that nigga, man.
Why, bro? Man, that nigga parked in my parking spot. What? Dude threatened the man because he was parked wherever he was parked. These people crazy, man. Read that out.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 14.
It's, 26 and 14. It's a lot. 26 and 14.
26 and
Because these curses have overtaken us now and destroyed us. It's horrible. It's horrible to even look at our people in this condition. It's horrible to see 50-11 churches when you roll through South Dallas. You roll through Pleasant Grove. You roll through Oak Cliff. It's church, church, church. Church, 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 church. Church, 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 church. Church, church, church. Church, 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 church. Everywhere.
right where I live, one street is about 7 churches right next across, next to each other, right across. Man,
They don't do nothing legal, neither. Nothing.
okay.
They got the exact same doctrine. That's one thing about Christianity. They don't change. It's amazing. They don't change doctrine. They sticking to the script that the Catholic Church gave them.
Right.
The only ones that changed was the Protestants changed a little bit. You got Lutherans. That's the change. But I bet you ain't no difference if you say you Baptist and I say I'm Baptist. It's the same doctrine. And pretty much, even though the Protestants and all them, it's the same doctrine. They say the same thing. They still doing Christmas. They still doing Easter. It's the same. They still go to church on Sunday. They still don't keep no laws. Jehovah's Witnesses, the same thing. They think they a little bit better than the other ones because they go to church on Sabbath. But it's the same thing.
Same thing.
Read that out.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 14. But if ye will not hearken unto me, and will not do all these commandments, verse 15, and if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant.
What are you going to do?
Verse 16, I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror.
He going to do what?
I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning egg that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it.
Because the terror is what's happening in our neighborhoods today. Children rule over. Women are, the women lead them. I'm saying it wrong. I'm just going to pull the scriptures. Like I pull it and just say. But the terror that's going on is these children is terrorizing the neighborhoods. Because ain't no order.
Right.
The elders have failed. Women can't raise boys to be men. And they all out of control. And the seed don't be sown in vain. Because look how young these people dying. Look how young these boys and these girls is dying. That's in vain. So you got somebody, they probably even might be 20 years old. They might have 1 or 2 children. And then they get killed. They can't even raise those children.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to automatically put those children at a disadvantage. The mother at a disadvantage. And even you got men who here that don't take care of their children properly. So our neighborhoods are being terrorized, and the enemy is just eating that thing up, man. They love it. I heard KKK dudes say, we ain't got to do nothing. We ain't got to kill blacks. They killing themselves. You ain't got to kill Mexicans. They gonna kill themselves. That's horrible, man. That's horrible right there. To hear another nation say that about your people, man. It's true though. What's 48 hours? You He's like, man, where's all these brothers from? You got 2, 3 brothers going to jail, another brother or 2 that's got murdered. That's only on one half of the show. Because 2 or 3 people have been involved with the murder. They locking all them up, even if you ain't the trigger man. You watch Law and Order, the person killed 25 to life, the person that was with him 5 years, and the other person probation. Not with us. You did the killing. You was there, and I was there, and we didn't say nothing. 25 to life for everybody. That's how they serve us up. And they don't give a damn how old or how young you are. You can be a bunch of 14-year-olds. What's the brothers in New York?
The 5 brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the one that Donald Trump wanted to lock up. And they was young brothers that got framed. They tried to lock them up for life, and they was just teenagers. They don't care. No respect to person, old or young. No regards for the old or for the young. A shameless nation. It's the same nation that got all the restraint in the world. So if they in a scuffle with another Edomite, that they won't shoot them. They got enough restraint that they beefing with Russia, but Russia can come over here, invade all their stuff, and they won't. They can even threaten to shoot a missile at them and everything. They got enough restraint that they will not do nothing. But enough restraint not to drop the atom bomb on Germany, but instead drop 2 on Japan. So we know they got some restraint because they exhibited. You go to their history. They didn't drop no nuclear bombs on Germany, but they can drop napalm on Vietnam. Agent Orange. They can drop a bomb on Black Wall Street. They say it would. America ain't never been bombed though. Because America did the bomb. They got enough restraint to be in a whole fight with another Edomite. Hold up, buddy, I don't want to shoot you. I don't want to shoot you. To where the Edomite have grabbed their gun and men and shot them. I see that happen in Tulsa. But he had his own gun. He shot the cops because they were playing with him. But brothers, whether black or Hispanic, ain't even got a gun. They shot dead. 17 out the clip. And he said, I thought he had a gun. But the one who got a weapon, you didn't shoot him. This is the people that we dealing with, y'all. This is the type of shameless nation that we dealing with. That they act like they ain't got no, they ain't fear for their life. When they want to. But the rest of the time, they the hardest thing on the planet. I thought America was great. What y'all scared of? What a white boy scared of? Oh, they scared of us though. You're underarmed with your hands tied behind your back, they still scared of you. Well, you don't need to be doing the job if you that scared. Brother handcuffed. I seen him still rough him up. He handcuffed. How you inferior your life when a man handcuffed? But this is the country that we live in. Because we want to continue to break the Most High God's law, statutes, and commandments. We don't want to hearken unto him. Read on.
Verse 17. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate you shall reign over you.
But then we just read that about the servants on horses and the princes walking like servants on the ground because the Most High said he was going to do this to them. Read on.
And ye shall flee when none pursueth you.
Boy, that's our people. They'll flee from the police. He ain't got to be chasing. They just roll up.
Boy.
Tell me that ain't true. One time.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody pursuing.
He ain't pursuing you. He just break out.
Oh boy, let a brother step on your shoes. Man, I know this nigga ain't stepping. I'm going to kill this nigga, man. Nah, he ain't got to be simple. This nigga talk. I know this nigga ain't say what I think he said about me. Nigga, I don't play that. I'll come see about you, pull up at your house. Why? Because he said something?
And that's what's going on right now with these rappers, man, because something was said.
Say it.
Words. And they're killing each other over words.
And ye shall be slain before your enemies. The enemies just sitting back looking at this stuff. They see Mo3 getting shot. They see Boosie getting shot. They see Yellow Beezy getting shot. They see King Von getting shot. They see Pop Smoke getting shot. Tupac, Biggie. They see all this, your enemies. We showing out amongst each other, and our enemies is just looking. See, I get my pleasure from counting the numbers of the Edomites, how many Edomites got killed in World War II. Mm-hmm. Or when they go to war, how many of them get shot. Because I know if I'm doing that for my enemies, then I know they doing that for us. Because the Bible says so. Every time a tornado comes through, and you hear Edomite, oh, I lost everything. I lost everything. I don't know what I'm going to do. We lost everything. I can't find my dog. I can't find my, where's my child? Oh, she's right here. But my dog is missing. We lost everything. I get pleasure in that. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Hurricane come through. $50 billion worth of damage in the Metroplex area. 10 people killed. Wow. Who was it, Bob? I want to know. Because those are our enemies. It's hands down. So you think our enemies ain't getting pleasure in seeing this foolishness? Yeah, it's sad to us. But they've been watching it. We've been getting killed. And they've been not caring. We have to care. We got to stop going against the Most High God. Because in verse 14, he said, but if ye will not hearken unto me, and will not do all these commandments, the same thing he told us in 28 and 15 of Deuteronomy. It never changed. It still stands to this day. Oh, yeah. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 54. But we know that the Willie Lynch has something to do with it, but it goes before that. The Willie Lynch is the tool that they use to do. The Edomite is the sword. Matter of fact, let me get this sword right quick. Psalms 17.
Which one?
Psalms 17 and 13. Because we started with what the Most High said to us and what we agreed to as a starting point of all this. And we have to understand that our enemies or these Edomites are just a vessel. They just a tool that the Most High God used, as well as the Willie Lynch was a tool that they used to make these curses come to manifestation. Read that out.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Which is what?
Thy sword.
So they are the sword of the Most High. We know who the wicked is because we go to Malachi 1 and 4. It tells us Edom is the border of wickedness. Understand me? So we know that Esau is his sword to whoop our butt. We know that Esau gonna get his in the end. Everything he done unto us, they gonna get done. But we have to focus on what we need to do to get back in order with the Most High God. We know he's just a tool. That's probably why they always call it just a tool. You tool. That's what I'm gonna start calling him. Tool.
You said Malachi 2 and 3?
Malachi 1 and 4.
1 and 4.
So let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 54. So the Lord used this tool to manifest these curses in us. And one of the main curses that we got going on, all of them is major. But this one right here is like it's the starting point. It's a double meaning on it. And we thinking modern right now.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother.
That is a major thing. Because it starts with the men. If the men is out of order, everything else gonna follow. So if I got an evil eye towards my brother, When he got an evil eye towards me, now we got black on black crime and brown on black crime and brown on brown crime. Because our eyes evil towards one another. Now we got these shootings going on because our brothers don't give a damn about their family. They don't give a damn about their children, their wives or their baby mamas or whatever they got. They mamas, they don't care nothing about that because they so involved with the drama, the beef that they into with another brother because they tender and delicate. And we all know that it takes a bigger man to forgive a brother than to go into it's easy to get into the beef. Oh, we beefing, let's go. But it's harder to forgive and let that thing go and think about the people that you're supposed to be thinking about. Read on.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
So when you beefing with your brother, that's gonna spill on to the house. Hey, if you into it with somebody, your wife is gonna hear it, and it's gonna bring problems to the house because she gonna be trying to tell you to calm down, trying to tell you to let it go, and your pride gonna be in the way, and you're not gonna do it. Read.
And toward the remnant of his child, which he shall leave.
And he shall leave because he either gonna go that beef that he got with his brother, that evil and delicate, that tender and delicate eye that he got towards his brother. If they get into it, one of them gonna be dead, one of them gonna be locked up in prison, and you're gonna leave your wife and you're gonna leave your children, and one of them gonna be in the ground and one of them gonna be writing letters. Is that not happening right now? So when these brothers over here doing all this shooting, we already got brothers, they got the later rest. I'm pretty sure he got children that he done left. I'm pretty sure he got a woman that he done left. A mama that he done left. But it go both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Because he wasn't innocent either.
Right.
Because it can be squashed. None of this stuff is above getting it taken care of. None of it is above forgiveness. Put it like that. Because we pretty sure that it's the most pettiest thing that it could have been. 9.5 times out of 10, it's the most pettiest thing you could have been dealing with. Drop down to let's go to Isaiah 52, 51 and 20. So now, daddy done left. Daddy done went to prison. But daddy done got killed, right? So now the children got to fend for themselves. Hold that. Give me Isaiah 3 and 12. I don't know why I didn't write that. Isaiah 3 and 12. So now daddy out the house. You got mama raising the children. Let's see. Read that out.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
What is it?
Children are their oppressors. And women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err.
They that lead thee cause thee to err. Who leading our women when we out the house? The so-called white man.
Mm-hmm.
Leading them to error. Now the woman is over the man, right? She raising the children. Now the children is their oppressor. Because the women love the children more than they love the man. Children are their oppressors. Women rule over them. And children are their oppressors. Because the man gone. Because they tender and delicate. Because we couldn't deal with our brothers and squash the beef. Like what's going to happen, I'm sorry to say, it's already in progress of happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's been happening with them brothers that's into this situation that they in. They not thinking about their children. That's what we supposed to be thinking about. Because if we not there to take care of these children, then it's going to be what it's going to be. And the cycle going to continue on. Because we got to be the ones there to stop this thing, man. Let me see. Is this one wrong? Second Esdras 5 and 8. Second Esdras chapter 5. In verse 8. Yep. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 8. And I'm pretty sure these brothers was a product of this same cycle, and that's what they doing. The same cycle they gonna send their children through, because they ain't stopped to think it out. It's what their children gonna do. Read this out.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 5, verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places. And
Hey, what is it gonna be out?
there shall be a confusion also in many places. And the fire shall be oft sent out again. And the wild beasts shall change their places. And mistress women shall bring forth monsters.
That's what's been brought forth. Them daddies in the penitentiary system for 20 years, they in the graveyard, and the women raising these children on their own, they bringing forth monsters, children. That's how the children end up being their oppressor. Just one place, a couple places. But California come to mind, LA, Compton, you know what I'm saying? Chicago, where these gangs, the gangs start raising the children. If them ain't no little monsters, I don't know what is. They got them banging over a color. The women have brought forth mistress children. This is what we dealing with. This how deep this thing go. These is curses that's put upon us. Our children should not be acting like this. But the men is acting like this. There's still a lot of older men acting like children. Right. And it's like, bro, you ain't heard, so you know a 50-year-old gangster that was doing good. It's like, where have you seen a 50-year-old gangster, 60-year-old gangster that's doing good? It don't exist. So brothers ain't even looking to the future and being like, damn, ain't none of the OGs around. Ain't none of the OGs around. Well, there must be something wrong with them. No, they just pass it on down to the next one and let them carry on the gang life. So they can go to prison too, so they can get killed and send their children through the same cycle. All right, let's go to Isaiah 51 and 20. All these are curses. And they up to date too. Especially this one right here. Isaiah 51 and 20.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 51, verse 20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in the net. They are full of the fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy God.
I say thy sons have fainted because they don't know who they are. Our people do not know what their purpose is on this earth, what the Most High made them for. They don't know. So they fainted. They're lost. They lie at the head of all the streets. Who is, when you go to these corner stores, who is in front of these corner stores?
Young children, young men.
Who hanging out in front on the block?
Young men.
Because
all ages.
Well, you don't say, you got all ages.
But I'm talking about what people.
Us
because they learning it from the older ones.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And they gonna do the same because the whole time the young ones been riding their bike back and forth to the store watching the teenagers. Mm-hmm. I right in my own neighborhood, I watched several different generations as far as you seen these older ones, then you seen some boys, they was teenagers. Mm-hmm. Then you seen some boys that would look. Then the teenagers grew up to be about 20-something. And those ones that was riding their bikes end up being teenagers and they start hanging with them. Then you seen the younger ones riding their bikes and they seen them ones that's a little bit older than them. Went from riding their bikes to hanging out at the store. And they watching. and they gonna turn around and do the exact same thing. Because soon, though, I watched dudes who was drug dealers of the block end up disappearing, going to jail, and the ones that was up on him took that spot. Then they end up going to jail, and the ones that was up under them took that spot.
It's just like it's a cycle.
Because they watch.
Mm-hmm.
When they leave, I'm gonna step in that spot. Because we line at the head of all the streets. Our people.
Right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Doing the same thing. That revolving door. Go to Isaiah. No, give me 1 Corinthians 15:33. Because this is paramount. Because where is our people getting this message from? I was a major proponent of rap music and still like rap music. But it's a type of rap music that's what you letting your child listen to. If you letting your daughters listen to Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, and Cardi B, then you off. Man, you are off. They play the stuff on the radio, and it's out of control on the radio.
And then the mother with the child in the back seat driving and got the radio full blast and the child in the back dancing to it and singing along.
Yep. And I'm telling you, there's no reason for your children to be singing these songs. It's so provocative, it don't make no sense. Like it's way over the top. Way over the top. Because just think, you got strippers who rappers. They made strippers into rappers. And that stuff that they do in the strip club is what they rapping about, and they put it on the radio. And who's in control of the radio? Esau.
And you know, back in the days, they used to really not play that music.
Mm-hmm.
Or they used to just like delete them words. But now,
man,
Now
you know everything they say.
Right.
They can blank out what it's hard to when you barely blank it and you still know what they saying. And it's all provocative. Or the stuff that the brothers listen to. I know for me, it was straight horn out the sisters. Read that scripture right now.
This book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33. Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
Read that again.
Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
The Lord told us to be not deceived. Be not deceived. Evil communication do corrupt good manners. Because you're going to want to do what this song is talking about. So if it's talking about busting some heads, you're going to want to bust some heads. That's one reason why everybody think they so hard.
What?
Because they listen to the gangster music and they thinking that just because these dudes is in the studio rapping about this stuff in the safety of the studio and make a song, then put it out there, that's them too. See, you not in the, even the ones that's rapping about it ain't in safety. Because you rapping about it, but how can you be so hard to where you talking about what you'll do to somebody, but then when you get murdered, you don't have your pistol. That lets you know right there. You just talk. Because somebody want to get you, they gonna get you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody really want to get you, they just go incognito and go Navy SEAL style on your butt. Or assassin style on you. I don't know what people thinking. Like everybody we finna have a shootout in the middle of the street. No, you're not. So everybody don't move like that. Some people move like assassins.
Mm-hmm.
So you thinking, yeah, this nigga want it, he can get it. This nigga want it, he can get it. Pow to the back of the head. Like you ain't even know what's going on.
Go Rambo 1 and 2 on me.
Because evil communication corrupt good manners.
Mm-hmm.
So our children listen to this. They think, yeah, I wish a nigga would. I wish a nigga would. But the whole thing is, they will. They listening to this music. They looking at the money that they get. Oh yeah, because the white man will pay him to put out this garbage. Oh, he'll pay him to do that. He won't pay no teachers to teach, but he'll pay these rappers to put out garbage. Give me Sirach chapter 9 and verse 11, because what our people is doing, they seeing these rappers, these artists, man. Oh, we got money. He got cars. Oh, he ain't keeping God's laws. He ain't doing what God say to do. He bowed. Kind of like what Ezra did when he was asking the Lord about the other nations. Like, Lord, why they got so much wealth and we ain't got nothing, and we the children of Israel? Why they doing good? Let's just look at these rappers. I mean, why they doing so good? Because they doing the devil's work.
Right.
Read this out.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 9, verse 11. Envy not the glory of a sinner.
What did the Bible say?
Envy not the glory of a sinner.
So the Lord telling us, envy not the glory of a sinner. Because their end is going to be, it's going to be their demise, man. Envy not the glory of a sinner. Yeah, they look good doing. Yeah, they got a little money. Yeah, they rode some nice car. But what is their end? We ain't supposed to envy the glory of a sinner. Because you can mess around and catch 2 to the head on the freeway.
That's right.
You can mess around, go up the Big T and get shot in the leg.
That's right.
But they got all the money. But they got all the money, though. They got all the women. They got all the cars. Envy not the glory of a sinner. Read on.
Envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end.
Because that's the key thing right there. Because we don't know what's going to be his end. And a lot of these people that's artists, they don't live that long, no way. Prince, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, this is some of the greatest. Forget these little fly-by-night rappers. This is some of the greatest. They ain't lived to see 60 years old. Because this is a dirty game. Lord said, you don't know what they ain't going to be. Give me Proverbs 13 and 11. But this is what our children is looking at. They glorifying these sinners, glorifying these rappers, these artists, not knowing what their end gonna be, and not even factoring in that anyway. Because dang, all we gotta do is look at the history. Look at the history of our people, and see what the ends have been. See how many of them live to be 80, 90 years old after doing all the stuff they done did. It don't happen. Read this out, and the money.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 11. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase.
Wealth gotten by vanity shall diminish. So you think because they rappers, they artists, they got a lot of money, man, they getting ripped off. The record companies ripping them off. They ain't making a lot of money. A lot of them not making a lot of money. And then if they did make some money, they spending it up, so it diminishes. Or the IRS coming after them. So that wealth gotten by vanity shall diminish. So I wish I can go talk to all our people that glorifying these rappers so they can get these scriptures so they can know, man,
Right.
it's not everything that it's cracked up to be. Being a rapper almost worse than being a drug dealer at this point. The way you get knocked out. Because they ain't even scared of half these rappers. They not scared of them.
That's how they act like drug dealers.
Yeah. Weak drug dealers, because real gangsters don't go in the studio and talk about what they gonna do. That's the difference.
Yeah.
A lot of rappers will tell you. Some of the greatest rappers, even Scarface, when a lot of stuff he was rapping about was what Jay Prince did, not what he did himself. The Ghetto Boys was rapping about Jay Prince. They constructed them songs together. I'm not saying that them brothers ain't do nothing themselves, but who was the man? Who was the main man? So you ain't gonna have the same stories as the main man. You know what I'm saying? So to make it sound even better than your little half an ounce you got caught with, and the police, the FBI was the DEA was on him for 100 kilos. It sound better rapping about them 100 kilos than they do that little half ounce you had, don't it? That's what they do. And they done said it. So a lot of people get wrapped up in thinking that these rappers is actually, man, a lot of these rappers is the most proper talking, and I'm glad. Most proper talking people you and me. You'll be like, man, like Plies. Plies don't talk like that, man. Waka, I heard Waka Flocka on the radio. I thought he was the ignorantest nigga on the planet. And I seen him on something else. This dude talk better than me. Because a lot of them be intelligent. But they playing a role, they playing a game. And in playing this game, they leading our children astray. That's why it's a game. They got way more power than they even know. And they leading our children astray. Because they looking at the outer stuff. You calling women B's and H's on your records, but at the house, you oh honey, sugarfoot, baby.
He's a sugarfoot.
You in love like mother. You get on the record, man, I got all these B's, all these H's, and that's what they hear. They ain't seeing you loving your wife. They ain't seeing you loving your mother. Oh, that's too soft for the record. But for the record, you the hardest nigga on the planet. I'm a real nigga. Go to the house, you grandmama baby. Come on, man. Come on, man. I know I'm not no pushover by no means. But if my grandmama was here, I'm grandmama baby. You hungry, baby? You know what I'm saying? You want something to eat, baby? So, somebody quit playing, man. Our people need to quit playing. Right. I need to knock out these scriptures right quick. Go to Isaiah 42 and 22. 42 and 22. We're just going down the list of certain curses that's on us that's so, it's right here in our face, man, that we can't deny it. Anybody want to say we ain't the Israelites, they better check these curses. They're right here in our face. This one right here. Who is this?
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled.
First of all, the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have definitely been robbed and spoiled for everything that we got. We don't have anything that was ours. Nothing. They just took our homelands, took our gold and our silver, took our goodly things, took our culture, tried to take our culture. We taking it back. Everything, man. You even got damn white men trying to act like they Native Americans, man. Read on.
They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses.
We snared in holes. It's just like the trap.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Why do you think they call it the trap?
Trap.
It's a damn trap. They snared in the hole. We hustle. Man, where you at? I'm at the trap. You snared in the hole. We all been in the trap. It's literally a trap because the police coming here, we all going to jail. We sitting in here with guns, money, and drugs. We going to jail. So we snared in holes. And they are hid in prison houses. We know the statistics on that. Read.
They are for a prey.
Read that again.
They are for a prey.
For a what?
Prey.
What? Read on. That's scripture.
And none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore.
Man, it say we are for a prey. The book of Psalms, chapter 10 and verse 8. He sit up in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places do he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He crouches and humbleth himself. that the poor may fall by his strongness. He has said in his heart, God has forgotten. He hideth his face, he would never see it. This is Esau, man. This is Esau. How the drugs get in the neighborhood?
Esau.
For us to be in the trap.
Esau.
He lying in wait. He sent the informant into the trap to gather information. Right? So they can take their time and they can pounce on that place. So they can devour us. This is what they do to us. And we just sitting in the trap like some little mice waiting to get devoured. Man, I'm getting in money. Man, I'm getting in money.
And then they come in, and the one they send with their face covered.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All of them in there.
Like
But we want to let everybody in. We want to deal with everybody. We want to deal with Esau. We want to get that money, man. We want to get that money. Oh, this is one I was looking for right here. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Yeah.
1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Be sober.
Be what?
Be sober.
Are we sober in the trap?
Nope.
Read on, because we damn sure ain't sober in the trap.
Be vigilant.
Are we vigilant? Nope. We laid up trying to get with some girl, trying to sell our dope.
Playing video games.
Playing video game. You can't be vigilant playing the game.
Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion who walketh about,
who we just described in Psalms 10, walking about. What are you walking about to do?
seeking whom he may devour.
Come on, man. We can't make this stuff up. We are the prey.
That's right.
And he's seeking who he can devour. And every time the lost sheep is scattered about, we want to go do our own thing. We want to hate the other sheep because they stepped on our hoof. Want to hate the other sheep because they wool might be a little bit straighter than ours. And we want to bring that drama and hate one another. Then we separate ourselves from the herd, and we out here floundering around seeking to be devoured. Right? Because we think we a real sheep. Hey, I'm a real sheep. That's what they stood for, saying, I'm a real sheep. Let's go to, and then when they devour, go to Zechariah 11:5. Then when they devour us, this is what we left with. This is one of the end results of us dealing with this lion.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 11, verse 5.
Start at verse 4, please.
Verse 4. Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock and the slaughter.
Feed the flock of the slaughter. See, this is what I was just talking about.
Slaughter.
Feed the flock of the slaughter. The ones that don't want to huddle up together as the sheep of the Most High God, that want to be off and be separated from the flock. Read on.
We'll read it again. Thus saith the Lord my God, feed the flock of the slaughter. Verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty.
So then when they get a hold of us and they shooting us up, like we said, they got much restraint when it comes to their people. But when it comes to us, they was in fear of their life. Whose possessors slay them, because we still got our possessor's last name. If we have to change our name, then we got our possessor's last name, man. Whose possessors slay them, and what?
And hold themselves not guilty.
Because it don't matter if they law enforcement or George Zimmerman or another Edomite. They hold themselves not guilty, man. Is this not true? Read on.
And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
And this still is in effect because ain't they selling us? When we go to prison, ain't they selling us?
No.
Because in private prison corporations, they put us, they get us from the state. They buy it. The state selling us.
Mm-hmm.
It's still in effect. And they getting rich off the Israelites' backs again. And they putting us in slavery again to do that hard labor. And our shepherds pity us not. Those same pastors, they got all them churches in our neighborhoods. They ain't doing nothing about it. By having them churches in the neighborhoods taking people tithe money. It's a revolving door. It's a circle. They don't pity us, man. They don't pity us. And all of this is because we don't want to keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments. But the Lord gave us straight commandments and will tell us what to do to avoid punishment. To avoid that punishment, man. Let's get two more before we get out of here. Deuteronomy 30 and 19.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
Read on.
Verse 20. That thou mayest love the Lord thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. For he is thy life, and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Lord swore unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them.
So the Lord told us to choose life. He gave us choices. Life or death, blessings and curses. When we choose death, and we got what we got going on out here. This is what the black culture. The black culture. That's what I call the curse is overtaking us. That's what the black culture is. What we just read right here. Them people can come and try to say, no, the black culture's Black History Month, Frederick Douglass. And nope. No. This is the black culture. They tell us not to dwell on slavery. Well, this is the reason why we're going through this stuff. But it's the aftermath of slavery. Because if we learned our lesson, we wouldn't be killing each other up like we do. We ain't learned no lesson. We still choosing death. We still choosing death.
Right.
Because we don't want to hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So therefore, these curses sitting right in our face. So anybody want to question us about if we the Israelites or not, look at these curses that's sitting right in our face. And I ain't even get through everything. Because they talk about gangs. They talk about us being in gangs. They talk about us running to evil. Feet this quick to run to evil. That's what we do. Fight break out, we quick to go see about that. We ain't quick to break it up though, but we quick to go see the fight. Even if it's shooting, people don't run. So this is what I call the black culture. Because this is all I see. The other part of black culture is straight coonery. I don't even care to talk about that right now. We got more pressing issues going on. We got Mexican coonery going on. That's horrible. Mexican coonery. That's another day for another class. So what we want to do is, we always say keep the law, statutes, and commandments. So we got to bring out a law. 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 37. 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 37. Because a lot of people want to try to wiggle their way out of this thing. You know, one time we talking about commandments, and next time we talking about laws, we talking about statutes, we might even bring up ordinances. Well, this scripture show you that they all go together.
It's the book of 2 Kings, chapter 17, verse 37. And the statutes and the ordinances and the law and the commandment which he wrote for you, ye shall observe to do forevermore. Follow, evermore. Follow, evermore.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall not fear other gods.
And we should what?
Not fear other gods.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 38. And the covenant that I have made with you, ye shall not forget.
See, the problem is we forgot that covenant. But we're remembering it. The Israelites is woken is remembering it. But the rest of our people still, they fainted, and they still forgot this covenant. Read on.
Neither shall ye fear other gods. 39. But the Lord your God ye shall fear.
See, that's paramount. Our God we should fear.
Right.
Our people don't fear the Most High God because they fear God was taught by the precepts of men.
Mm-hmm.
So they have no fear of God. That's why they run around here, call themselves getting vengeance on another brother. But we know that vengeance is mine, said the Lord. If you fear the Most High, you get out the way. But you're going to go avenge somebody, and you're going to get avenged on. That's what they don't know. Read on.
And he shall deliver you out of the hand of all your enemies.
See, the Most High going to deliver us out of the hand of all our enemies. So no matter what somebody done to you, if you entrust in the Most High, if you working for him as a servant, he's going to deliver you out of the hands of your enemies. God. So you don't have to be Billy Badass and think you the hardest man on the planet and I got to go avenge this and do this. We ain't captivity. We need to worry about being in order with the Most High God. That's what we need to be worried about over everything. Because the reason why all these things are happening, the reason why you feel like you got to avenge your brother or go do something to somebody, is because we out of order. The Most High, Christ, man, woman, child. We need to work on that and watch how this thing works for us. Because if we get back in order, I won't have to avenge my brother or avenge for something that a brother done to me. Because we're going to be fearing the Most High God. And we're going to get out the way. So we're not even going to do nothing to each other. So with that, I want to say shalom. Thank you for liking, sharing the videos, supporting the movement. The donations that y'all give to us go into good usage so we can spread the word of the Most High God. Any questions, any comments, leave them, post, and we get back to you. And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.
End it, right?